Alright, welcome back to part 2 of Ask the King, episode 24. Let's get right into it. I still got plenty of questions to get to. Alright, next up on the list here, we've got, hey Phil, you describe yourself as the Howard Stern of gaming. And yes, I have. The reason, just to give you some background on why I've said stuff like that, especially in the Street Fighter community, when I used to be a part of that community, I was the kind of person who was the voice of reason. I was the person who would speak the truth and wasn't afraid to speak the truth, even though sometimes the truth hurts, sometimes the truth is offensive, sometimes people are trying to hide the truth, okay? There were times when I was very truthful about things in the community that other people were trying to maybe sweep under the rug. And I really feel in a lot of ways Howard Stern's kind of the same way. He's not afraid to call someone out on something. He doesn't back down from an argument. And he's gotten into a lot of trouble over the years because of that. But at the same time, he's well respected. He's the most successful guy in radio ever. So I kind of felt that I was kind of like the uncensored Howard Stern of, at first it was just fighting games. Now that I've really turned this YouTube thing into a career, it's gaming in general. I shoot from the hip. I tell you like it is. If I'm pissed about DLCs being on a disc, if I'm pissed about game companies that are abusing their fans and their customers, if I'm pissed about YouTube because YouTube's fucked up, I'm not afraid to speak up and say what I feel. Because no one should be afraid to. No one should be, oh, well, did someone get mad at me? Or, oh, I make my living off YouTube. I should never say anything negative about YouTube. I should be a timid little monkey, you know? No. You have to be able to be a bold person and to speak up, because then people will start to respect you and see you as an authority figure. And I really think that at least in the past couple of years, people have started to come to me, to rely on me in that respect. So anyway, going along with this question, currently, Stern is a judge on America's Got Talent. If you were a judge on the show, how would you do? Would you buzz every act? Why or why not? And that's from Master of Awesomeness. That's an interesting question. Back in 2007, when I actually attended MagFest for the very first time, actually it might have been 2008, now that I'm thinking of it. Is it 2007 or 2008? I was actually a judge for the Rock Band contest. Back then, Rock Band was huge. Everyone was playing it, and what happened was there were like 5 or 6 bands, which were just people who were playing the Rock Band instruments, but they would sing and they would perform on stage, and I was one of the judges, and I think people kind of saw me as one of the harsher judges, because I was pretty harsh. But let's be honest, does people want to just be, you know, lied to? Again, I'm this harsh kind of guy who's going to tell it like it is. If it's someone I really enjoy, I'm going to tell you that. But if I think you suck, I'm going to tell you, you sucked. So that's how I am. I think that's how I would be on the show. Yeah, if some idiot comes out and he can't dance and they can't sing and it's supposed to be some cutesy act and there's no talent, I'm going to buzz the living fuck out of you. So I guess maybe I'm just a more of a harsh person. I don't know, but that's how I feel I would perform. Okay. Next question. Hey Phil, it seems in the past you've ranted and raged on long-ass credits at the end of games. The most recent being Max Payne 3 and Diablo 3. In your opinion, what should be in the credits and how long should the credits be? P.S. Stay ballsy, Phil. That's from Superior Quality 85. He's absolutely right. If you watch some of my playthroughs, I rant and rage at the end when the credits go on for fucking ever. Here's the deal. I fully understand that a gaming development team may be large, okay? But the shit that they put in the credits at this point is out of fucking hand. I mean, 20 to 25 minute credit sequences? Who the fuck do you think watches that besides me? Nobody. So, let's be completely honest here. When you watch a movie, how long is the credits? Maybe 5 minutes at most. They understand that people aren't going to sit in a fucking movie theater like this watching the credits for all day, okay? And they also understand at home people just don't watch them at all. They fucking press stop and they fucking watch something else. So for a game to be so overly pretentious, it's kind of like, it's almost like this. Like they feel, oh, well, this is just a game. This isn't a movie, so we don't have to be professional about it. We're going to throw whatever the fuck we want in the credits because no one watches them or whatever. So you see some of these credits, special thanks. It's 5 billion names. Why does every person who worked on the game have to give special thanks to fucking somebody? That's stupid. Why is it that you have, okay, here's the game development team. Perfect. Okay, now here's the game development team for China. What? I don't care who the fuck worked on the game for the Chinese translation. have that in the Chinese fucking version of the game only. That's another thing. It's kind of lazy. They don't regionalize the credits. The credits are so broad, and they realize these games are sold in so many different regions, they end up getting entire chunks of the credits that don't even apply to your version of the game. And then the thing that really gets my goat, the publisher, alright? We're talking the company that didn't work on the fucking game. All they did is they published it. Okay, they gave the financial backing. They actually made the money to mass produce the game and to market it and to get it out there, but they didn't actually develop the fucking game. Why do they need to be in the credits of the game? Answer is, they don't. It's just that these credits for video games are very unprofessional. They don't realize, gee, it's a movie where we have to get this done in a certain short period of time so people may watch it. They're just like, oh, just keep fucking throwing it bloated shit out there, and who gives a shit? So, the credits of games are out of hand. Hopefully, as games become more mainstream, which they are, they've become more profitable than the movie industry, they will start to be more professional with their credits. Okay, next question. Hey Phil, you remember when you were talking about getting an office? Is there any update regarding that you could give us? Now, it's not just one person that asked that. There were several people who asked that. And so what I want to say is, here's kind of what happened. Yes, the office was something that was kind of the top of my list that I was thinking about doing as of last year. And it's definitely something I'm still considering, but a couple things have happened. Number one, there were some things that popped up that kind of held me back from doing it. One of which was my car broke down. I had to get a new car. That was a significant new payment that I'm taking on. A couple other odds and ends here or there. The fact that I'm now taking on other things such as Project 7, which is taking up a lot of my time over the course of a month or two. I mean, let's face it, to film is an entire day. I have to go out and get all kinds of props. We have to write the episodes. I have to promote the episodes. There's a lot of time investment there in Project 7 that's been taken up. And, I've now consistently been seeing Panda Lee once a month, so one weekend a month there has been taken up where I'm taking time off. So there's a lot of things that have been taking time away from me really saying, oh, I'm going to invest in an office. But I'd say the number one thing that affected me, that's holding me back, is the fucking taxes in Connecticut. They're out of control. Taxes in Connecticut are extremely fucking high. Now, before you make a comment and say, oh, Phil, well, the taxes in Connecticut are only like 1/3 or 40% of your income, and the taxes where I live are ridiculously higher than that. Okay, but I guarantee you get stuff out of it. You probably get free health care. You probably get all kinds of free shit from the government. You probably don't have sales tax. You know what I mean? There's probably all these reasons why your income tax is much higher than mine, but things that you're getting out of it. I have to pay my own health insurance. By the way, I now officially am off of that COBRA coverage. I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but when you get laid off from a job, if you had health insurance from that job, they're required by law for 1.5 years to continue that coverage. You just have to pay for it out of pocket. So I'm officially off that coverage, and I've gotten my own health insurance now being self-employed. It is fucking expensive as hell, okay? And I don't even have the best plan. I have like an okay medical plan, and I'm paying out the ass for it because I'm self-employed. So I pay for that. I pay a ridiculous sales tax. Gas prices in Connecticut are extremely fucking high. Some of the highest in the entire country. Our income taxes are extremely high. And it's all because this certain group of rich assholes live in isolated parts of Connecticut that are completely different than the rest of the state. It's like these ritzy areas, and because they have such high income, they artificially inflate the overall income of the state, forcing us to have higher taxes than everyone else. It's bullshit, but I put up with it my whole life. And this past year, it really bit me in the ass when for the first time doing YouTube full-time for a full year, I had to pay an insane amount of money for taxes. And I even found out that in Connecticut, there's an extra tax for self-employed people. What? Yeah, that's right. They double tax self-employed people. So Connecticut is not a business-friendly state. It really isn't. In fact, a lot of businesses over the past decade to 15 years have left Connecticut because Connecticut is so non-business friendly. And if you actually look, everything in Connecticut, all businesses are going down. Businesses are leaving. The state is losing income and business at a rapid pace. And it's a big crisis here in Connecticut. So that's kind of held me back to say, oh, I'm going to sign a 2 to 3 year lease in Connecticut. And next thing you know, oh, taxes are out the ass. It's really not benefiting me to be here. if anything, in the next couple of years, I may actually, number one, look to get a bigger place, because this condo, I'll be honest with everyone, after being here now for a few years, it is kind of becoming confining. There's a lot of things that I'd like to do that I can't do because this place is so small. And also, you know, if I was going to move, I would move to a state that is supportive of business, a state that's not going to tax me up the ass. So I would really need to do some research and figure out what states support business in this area. I wouldn't want to move too far away from my parents because I do like being close to them, and also obviously John and Howard, if we're ever going to work on future projects. Right now, obviously, I'm stuck here because I'm working on Project 7, so until that series is done, I'm kind of stuck here anyway. But yeah, if I were to look to do something like that and get an office, I would probably want to do it in a state that's a lot more business supportive. So really what it's looking like is maybe in the next couple of years I may look to move and get a bigger place. And if I get a bigger place to live, then I'll say, okay, let's get an office in this state as well. And it would have to be a state that's a lot more supportive of business. Okay, next question is from... Oh, this is a common question that a lot of people have asked me. And by the way, I'm running out of time, so I need to start moving along here. But this is a common question a lot of people have been asking me. As you know, I'm going to E3 with John Rambo this coming week. And a lot of people have been saying, Phil, you know, it's great that you're going to E3, but will you have time to meet up with fans outside of E3? There's a lot of fans in the LA area, and we're not going to E3 because we can't get in, obviously, but we want to meet up with you. Well, here's the thing. I'm not sure where the hell we would do that. We obviously don't want to tell you where we're staying because that would kind of be a little bit, you know, we don't want fans just showing up at all hours. Oh, is Phil here? You know, that would be very awkward. If there were a place that was like a really cool meetup place, maybe there's like a popular diner, a popular place to eat, we would consider it. But the thing is, we're not California natives. We don't know pretty much anything about the area. What I do want to say is thank you to everyone who's been sending me suggestions of places we should go. I actually got a couple really good suggestions of food places we should check out in the Hollywood area. But outside of that, you know, we don't know the area. We don't know what would be a good place to meet up. So as of right now, no, there really is no set time, there's set place, or anything that we're going to do to meet up with fans. By all means, if you see us in the area, be sure to say hi, but that's really not the point of us going out there. It's not like us going out to a convention, you know what I mean? This is really us to go out to cover E3. Okay? Next question. Dear Phil, I don't know if you heard about this, but the Xbox 360 was banned this month from being sold in Germany, and now Judge David Shaw has recommended it should also be banned from being sold in the United States because apparently Microsoft is in violation of a Motorola Wi-Fi and video codec patents. What's your opinion on this? And that's from C-Moji C-A-Ace, I guess C-Mojica Ace. What happened was Microsoft apparently used some technologies with the Xbox 360 that Motorola already had a patent on, and Microsoft didn't know this. Do I really think the Xbox 360 is going to stop being sold? Absolutely not. Anyone with business sense knows that this will not happen for multiple reasons. Number one, it wouldn't even matter because most people who wanted an Xbox 360 already have an Xbox 360. So it's not even like there would be a major impact, okay? Number two, the market, everyone already has an Xbox 360, so it's not like it's going to affect anything. Will game developers stop making games for it? Of course not. Everyone already has one, so why would you stop making games for it? You know what I mean? And plus, to actually tell stores you can no longer sell this product, which, by the way, you invested thousands upon thousands of dollars to stock your shelves with, is bad for business. It would actually significantly hurt U.S. businesses. So more than likely what will happen is there'll be a ruling and Microsoft will be forced to pay a large fine or a large amount of money to license the patent so that they can continue to use these technologies in this console and their future consoles. No, they're not going to stop the Xbox from being sold in the U.S. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a legal thing because Motorola wants some money. Pretty true. Okay. A lot of people have been asking me when will I be making a new gaming schedule video. As you know, I haven't made one in a couple months, and now the gaming schedule for the rest of the year has changed significantly. More than likely, if not the next few days, probably when I return from E3, but I'm going to see if I can squeeze it in before I go to E3, okay? Now we're going to do Facebook questions. We've got only a few of these, and we got a few Twitter, and then we're all set. This one's from Zane Urshad, and he says, Hey Phil, what are your thoughts on the new engine or new game by Quantic Dream called Kara? I know not a lot has been shown, but I would like to hear what you think and would like to see. Maybe it'll get shown at E3. That's a great point. I hope that Quantic Dream is at E3. I hope that they're showing something off because these people have not really done anything since Heavy Rain. Now we find out they're working on this revolutionary new emotion engine where it looks like this person looks super realistic. you know, and they look like an actual person, and the level of detail on the face, the motion that's going on, apparently is insanely realistic, and people are like, wow, this is where gaming can go. I would love to see if they have that at E3. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Quantic Dream after Indigo Prophecy and Heavy Rain, and I will try to cover that for you guys if they have it there, okay? Next question is from Mark Rosser, and he says, what is your opinion on the Irate gamer? If you don't know who he is, I even hate to talk about him, and I kind of haven't talked about him in a couple of years because I didn't want to give him undue attention, because he really doesn't deserve any. But when the Angry Video Game Nerd was becoming popular, okay, the Irate gamer saw this, and he says, ooh, this guy's starting to become popular. I can do that too. And he fucking literally copied the Angry Video Game Nerd, even reviewing some of the same games that the Angry Video Game Nerd reviewed, including Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He actually stole, line for line, some of the jokes and dialogue out of the Angry Video Game Nerd's videos, but the thing was, he posted all his content to YouTube, and because YouTube was such a big thing, he started getting popularity. Now, once it was revealed that he was blatantly stealing content from the Angry Video Game Nerd, he changed his tune and he started doing different games, he started doing more original content. The bottom line, though, is he's a second-rate Angry Video Game Nerd. He blatantly copied what the nerd was doing. Here's a major difference between, you know, what people were saying about me and what people were saying about this guy. When I first started doing stuff for YouTube, people claimed that I was ripping off the Angry Video Game Nerd. No, wait a minute. I'm playing modern games. I'm doing basically live playthroughs with live commentary over the gameplay. I was doing nothing like the Angry Video Game Nerd was doing, okay? He's doing classic games. He's doing more elaborate edited videos with skits in them. He's not doing live gameplay. It was completely different. But people would still tell me, oh, you're like the Irate gamer. You're ripping off the nerd. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not even intending to do anything similar to him. The Irate gamer literally copied the nerd word for word in some instances. Now, since then, I hear he's done completely different stuff. He's gone in a different direction. That's great. But the bottom line is, when your roots is you rip someone off, that you lose respect. And I have no respect for the guy. I think he's a fucking asshole for stealing someone else's gimmick and just trying to do it on a different website. Okay? The next question from Matt Ladisor. I think that's how you say it. The question is, what do you think will be the biggest announcement of E3? Well, in my opinion, the only real big announcement would be if there's a new console. Now, we already know the Wii U is going to be there. That's going to be huge in itself. But if Microsoft or Sony announce their new console and show it off, that would be insanely huge. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think that would probably be the biggest announcement of E3. All right, now on to Twitter questions. I'm running out of time. Wow. From Sun Tzu, he asks, Phil, you're going to E3, and this is one of the goals that you probably wanted to reach. What other goals do you have remaining as a YouTube gamer? For me, I guess the one goal I would like to say is it would be nice to kind of get the more mainstream recognition as some of the bigger gamers, which I think is for, like, Toby Games doesn't even deserve the recognition that he gets. It makes no sense because he's really not good at what he's doing with the gaming-related footage. But he gets massive views simply because he already had a channel for something else completely unrelated. And now he actually got flown out and he does promotional events for games, which makes no sense. He's not a gamer, but whatever. And I am jealous of a lot of the people who've, let's be honest, who've gotten bigger views, way more subscriptions, more success than me. At the same time, how did they do it? Playing Call of Duty, playing Minecraft, playing the same game that everyone else plays and not doing anything original. You know what I mean? I'm an original person. I don't try to be on Machinima every 2 seconds. In fact, I've only uploaded one video there ever. That's not my style. I do it my own way. I've always, you know, marched to the beat of a different drummer and played by my own rules. I'm not desperately trying to do co-op commentaries with bigger people or whatever. Let's be honest. I was told I'm in the top 25 Machinima partners, meaning out of all the partners that Machinima has, I'm in the top 25. So I'm in the top 25 biggest, you know, most successful people at Machinima. But I'm not trying to cross-promote. You didn't see me when I found that out. I wasn't calling all the most popular people and saying, hey, I'd like to do a co-op with you or anything like that. I do what I do. I want us to be successful on my own merits. For me, the next step to success would be blowing up somehow. You know, all of a sudden, somehow I get mainstream appeal. Unfortunately, because of YouTube's model, that really doesn't happen. I get a lot of views, but I get over a lot of videos because I put out so much content. YouTube's model is, oh, we'll put out one video a week and get it on the front page, and then it'll blow up to 1 million views because it's on the front page. That's not my style. It's never been my business style. So my strategy really isn't compatible with the way that those people have blown up on YouTube. That would be really cool if I could do that. Outside of that, I think I am successful. I don't know what my next goal would be because I don't see that I have like another hurdle to jump. I think if I continuously keep doing what I'm doing now and I keep being successful at doing it, that's it for me. Just maintain the level that I have right now. Next question is from Mike. I'm sorry, TuckDog93, and he says, "What's your favorite game of 2012 so far?" My honest opinion, I say it would be a tie between Mass Effect 3 and The Darkness 2. I really like both of those games. I think The Darkness 2 is very underrated, by the way. If anything, I was really kind of disappointed. In fact, this ties into the next question from Big Naz 2011. He says, "What's the one game you were looking forward to seeing at E3, but also what's the most disappointing game this year?" My most disappointing game this year, by far, was Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. The game sucked. It was horrible. It played like a SOCOM with zombies. It was not a good game. And it was a short game. It was a rip-off, and it was a cash-in by Capcom. And I was very disappointed with it. And I hope that, if anything, that some of these other games that are being hyped as the big releases of the year don't disappoint. Because it's been a very slow year for good games. And I really think, my viewership is still at an all-time high, but overall on each video, especially a lot of the particular playthroughs, the views have been down. I think it's the games. It's funny because I just did the Batman Arkham City DLC. Huge views, massive views, tremendous success. Then I go play Ghost Recon. So it's like, game that's really good, everyone likes it, watches it. Game that's so-so, views tank. So, we need more good games. We really do. This year has been very disappointing for good games, in my opinion. There have been few and far between, and we need more good games. What game am I most looking forward to see at E3? I was going to say BioShock Infinite, but now I heard it might not even be there, which would be really disappointing if that's the case. I honestly don't know. I think I'm going into E3 with an open mind, without any expectations, so that way I don't get disappointed if I go there and I don't see something. For me, it's just going to be absorbing it and just being a part of this experience. This is my first E3, and seeing how it goes. So really, I don't have like one most anticipated thing. And the last question, and this is a very pertinent question from Two Blood. He says, "How many videos can we expect a day, roughly, during your time at E3? Well, here's the bottom line. John Rambo and I are going to treat this like our other trips that we've done. We're going to have travel logs. So while we're maybe in the car, we'll be doing videos. When we're eating, when we're at the hotel room, when we're in Hollywood. And that's going to be awesome. We're staying in Hollywood. So we're going to be able to maybe do the Walk of Fame. We're going to be able to go to Mann's Chinese Theater. Maybe we're going to be able to get video footage of all the famous stuff in Hollywood. That would be really sweet. And that would be great video footage I think everyone would like. DSP and Rambo hit Hollywood. You know what I mean? That being said, we're also going to cover E3, and E3 has set convention hours. I think like every day it's like roughly 10 to 6 or something like that. So for each day at E3 we have a limited amount of time to go around and try to cover as much as we can at the convention. We only have 3 days to do it, and a limited amount of time each day to do it. So we're going to record as much as we can. If we can't record anything, I'm going to take notes, and we'll talk about it later on. Like we'll do daily recaps of what we did and what we saw, and it's going to be really neat. Here's the problem. I've actually heard that during E3 week, the internet in all of LA is absolute fucking shit. Because there's so many people that are covering E3, so many correspondents or whatever, that there's just horrendous internet. Like everyone's internet is slow as fuck. So what I'm going to have to do at this hotel is see how the internet connection is. And really, I think the number of videos that you can expect is going to be greatly limited by how good our internet is. So fingers crossed that because we're staying in Hollywood and not that main block of LA where everyone stays for E3, that because we are set back a little bit, that our internet will be better and we'll be able to upload a lot more videos. I would love to put out a dozen or more videos a day. I don't realistically know if we're going to be able to do it based on internet limitations. Okay? So that's it for this episode of Ask the King. We've gotten through all of your questions. Remember, next month, episode 25, I'll see if I can do something special for that episode. But if you want to ask me questions for the next episode of Ask the King, there's already a thread up on thekingofhate.com. In the forum section, there's an Ask the King section. New thread's already up. Post your questions in there. And then remember, the day of, when I'm actually recording it, I will have questions. You can post questions on my Twitter and my Facebook account, and I'll answer those as well. Okay? Thanks a lot, everyone. I'm really excited. Thanks for watching. I'm really pumped for E3. And then right after that, too many games. June's going to be an insane month of travel and gaming footage, which is great. Variety is the spice of life. I'm really looking forward to covering these events for you. Hopefully you'll tune in. If you can't be there live at the events, you'll tune in and see my coverage here on DSP Gaming. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you then.